What does it mean to be free? Most people think of freedom as the ability to go where they want, do what they please, and live life on their own terms. But true freedom, the kind of freedom that shapes lives, defines legacies, and unlocks the greatest potential within us, is not found in wealth, status, or power. True freedom is found in the conquest of fear. Aristotle, one of the greatest minds in history, understood this deeply. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. These words are not just philosophy, they are a blueprint for an extraordinary life, because fear is the single greatest force that holds people back. It stops people from taking risks. It keeps people trapped in mediocrity. It silences voices that should be heard. Fear is the invisible chain that binds us. But what if you could break that chain? What if you could wake up every morning without the weight of anxiety, doubt, or hesitation? What if you could chase your dreams without the fear of failure? What if you could stand in front of the world and be exactly who you were meant to be, without fear of judgment? That is the kind of freedom Aristotle was talking about. The freedom that comes from knowing that fear has no power over you. The nature of fear. Fear is not always a bad thing. It is a survival mechanism, hardwired into our minds. Thousands of years ago, fear kept our ancestors alive. It told them when to run from danger, when to fight for survival, when to seek shelter. But today, fear operates differently. Most of us are not running from wild animals or fighting for survival. Most of us are battling something even more dangerous: self-doubt. We fear failure, so we don't try. We fear rejection, so we don't speak up. We fear judgment, so we hide our true selves. And over time, these fears build walls around us. Walls that keep us from taking action. Walls that keep us from discovering what we are truly capable of. Walls that keep us locked inside a life that is smaller than it should be. And that is not freedom. That is self-imposed captivity. Fear and the illusion of control. The irony of fear is that it tricks us into believing we are in control. We think, if I avoid risks, I'll be safe. If I don't try, I can't fail. If I stay quiet, no one will criticize me. But what we fail to realize is this: avoiding fear does not give us control. It takes it away. When we let fear dictate our actions, we are no longer living our lives. We are living a life controlled by the opinions of others, by the limitations we place on ourselves, by the comfort of the familiar. And that is the greatest tragedy of all: to exist, but never truly live. The moment you face fear, you take back your power. The only way to reclaim your freedom is to face your fears head on. Think about it. Every time you have ever conquered a fear, how did you feel? The first time you spoke in public. The first time you stood up for yourself. The first time you stepped out of your comfort zone and did something new. The fear felt overwhelming at first, but once you did it, you realized something incredible. The fear was never as big as you imagined, and with every fear you conquer, you grow stronger. With every challenge you overcome, you become braver. With every risk you take, you reclaim your power. This is how freedom is built, one battle at a time. You don't eliminate fear by avoiding it. You eliminate fear by proving to yourself that you are stronger than it. Fear will never fully disappear, and that's okay. Many people believe that fearless people never feel afraid. That is a myth. The greatest leaders, the greatest athletes, the greatest innovators, they all feel fear, but they act anyway. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is simply a a test of how much you want something, a test of how far you're willing to go, a test of whether you are willing to take back control of your own life. And when you push through fear, despite feeling it, you gain something far more powerful than confidence. You gain true freedom, the freedom to take risks, the freedom to fail without shame, the freedom to pursue your dreams without hesitation. Because once fear has no hold on you, the world opens up in ways you never imagined. How to conquer fear and find true freedom. If you want to live a life of true freedom, you must train yourself to face fear, not run from it. Here's how. Acknowledge your fears. Write them down. Be honest with yourself. What are you afraid of? What is holding you back? Recognizing fear is the first step in defeating it. Take small steps. You don't have to conquer everything at once. Start small. If you fear public speaking, speak up in a small group first. If you fear failure, take small risks that build confidence. Shift your perspective. Fear is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Instead of seeing fear as a reason to stop, see it as a signal that you are stepping outside your comfort zone. And that's where growth happens. Act despite fear. Courage is not about the absence of fear. It's about taking action in spite of it. Every time you act despite fear, you weaken its grip on you. Reframe failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every great achiever has failed more times than they can count. What separates them is that they kept going. Surround yourself with bold people. Fear is contagious, but so is courage. Surround yourself with people who push boundaries, take risks, and refuse to be controlled by fear. Their mindset will rub off on you. The final truth: freedom awaits you. Aristotle's words are not just an observation, they are a challenge to stop living in the shadows of fear, a challenge to take back control of your life, a challenge to break free from the chains that have held you back. Because true freedom, the kind of freedom that allows you to live life on your own terms, is waiting for you on the other side of fear. So don't let fear win. Stand up, step forward, take the risk, because the moment you do, you will finally understand what it means to be truly free. If you felt inspired by our journey through the Hellenic horizons, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.